I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of Microsoft enterprise customers over the years, and of late, there's some themes that keep coming up. And the number one theme that we get is, at the end of the day, Adam, what is it that Microsoft really wants, right? What's the motivation? What's behind the tactics, the approach that they're taking, the price increases that they're putting on the table? They're holding firm on not meeting the expectations around flexibility or contract structures. Like, what is the motivation? What is it, point blank, that Microsoft wants? It's a great question, right? If you're gonna try to plan for any negotiation, you wanna try to understand the motivation of the individual on the other side of the table. I get that. Microsoft, who's very difficult to negotiate with, it becomes even more important, right? You gotta try to figure this out so you have any chance of being successful. Well, here's the thing. Obviously, they want to continue to expand the portfolio of products that you are adopting. That's obvious. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna talk specifics. I'm gonna go deeper, granular into what does that really mean. First, sure, they care about adoption. Yes, they would like to be able to say, you adopted Office 365, you were once an Office on-premise customer. Great, yes, that's important. But what they really want, they want usage, they want utilization. They want you to actually use the products. Why? Because the more you use, the stickier you get. Use leads to value. Use leads to businesses and the user community within it becoming reliant on the product, right? You could adopt a product that's in your order form, but if you never used it, you could probably walk away without a lot of pain, because there are no business executives sitting there going, what are you talking about? We're gonna rip this out because there's a 5% increase. You're out of your mind. We're actually using it. I'm not interested in using another product, so let's step aside and let's get this deal done. Use affords Microsoft that leverage, which is very hard to break, okay? That's with the products. Utilization, when it comes to Azure, their platform, right, which is heavily competitive with Amazon, who's the leader, Google, who's in there at number 3, right? With Azure, they want use because it's a flywheel effect. That's not my term, that's Amy Hood's term, CFO. She said in the years of being in the business, being a CFO, she has never seen a bigger total available market, another opportunity than she saw with Microsoft and Azure, and specifically, she noted it as the flywheel effect. In other words, once the meter starts, once you start using, you're gonna use faster and more. So they want use. The next thing they want you to go as much as you possibly can to the cloud. For, again, obvious reasons like, hey, you no longer own it. There is no ball to take home and go because things aren't going well. You can't take your ball and go home because Sally's upset. They want you to have to renew. In other words, you're a renter, you're a subscriber. If you want your Netflix that you have become so attached to, you have to renew. And if they hit you with an increase, what are you gonna do? So they want you to move to the cloud. Again, that's fairly obvious, but let's go deeper. Office 365 is that core cloud product they started getting organizations to transition to. It made sense. On-premise, cloud, productivity suite, they adopt it. Organizations, enterprise are typically E3. There are some E1s. There's some E5s. But they started thinking about it. They said, hey, we've gotten pretty good at this. A lot of organizations, whether it's through the Microsoft 365 Cloud Bundle, which used to be SPE or ECS, they're using Office 365 in the cloud. But we need to find a way to get more usage. So hopefully our enterprise customers will grow, or SMBs, not trying to exclude them. They'll hopefully grow, hire more people, acquire companies, whatever it may be, user community goes up, you have to give them tools, they're gonna give them Office 365, so there's harmony. Yes, that happens, and yes, that's important for them. They have to think about other ways that they can grow their adoption, get their usage up. And that's where your deskless or your first line workers come in. It is the key. a lot of enterprises have adopted for the corporate community, right? Digital, community, cloud, functionality, capabilities, investments in, it's been going on. But there's a movement now, right? If you're gonna truly digital transform, you have to give everyone in your organizations the tools they need, the first line workers, the workers that are interacting with your consumers, enterprise. You need to give them the tools so that they have what they need to do their job to be productive. It also is a good incentive, right? Giving your employees the tools that they need empowers them. It makes them feel wanted. It makes them feel like they have a stake in this. And so Microsoft has come along and said, hey, listen, those tools, we have a solution for that. That community of users that you're looking to give tools to, we have Microsoft Office 365 F1, first line workers. And so what they're gonna do, and they're already doing it, they're gonna approach these enterprise customers and push that solution, because what do they want? They wanna continue to find ways to have more total available market, to grow the user community. Now, right now, there's a lot of opportunity here. There's been a lot of penetration going on, but they also realize that they're not getting as successful as they are. So how do we find another way to start getting utilization, to start getting sticky for those frontline deskless workers? And what they thought about was teams, okay? So teams for first line workers makes sense. It makes sense for many reasons. It gives them a tool that they might be familiar with, that they actually need, so they can collaborate on the shop floor. That's important. But what it also does is it starts to find a way to keep out competitors like Slack and even Facebook Workplace, or most importantly, Google, right? It's the top-down approach. Let's keep competitors out at the bottom, because we're vulnerable right now. And so what do they want? They want those users to be Microsoft users. Now, the last thing that they want you to become a customer that is not just interested in the tactical day-to-day, but they want to start building partnerships with your enterprise base, truly co-innovating, working together. And this is very big in retail, right? They want to combine with you to build together. Now, it's obvious. If you start building solutions on their platform, or you start co-innovating together, that takes stickiness to a whole new level. That's like cement. That's like Gorilla Glue. That's like you're never separating. And that's what they ultimately want. How do I find ways to do that? Now again, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't adopt F1. It shouldn't use their multiple products. It doesn't mean you shouldn't move to the cloud. It doesn't even mean you shouldn't build. That's not the point. The point is, that's what they want. That's what they want, and there's a return in that. You should get something back. So what should you be getting? Your pricing better be highly competitive to best in class. Of course, how do you know it is? You need to get it benchmarked. You need to make sure you have protections, because that great deal that they got to get what they want can go away quickly. The other thing is there needs to be flexibility, right? There needs to be commitments around, well, what if this thing that we thought was gonna be great doesn't turn out to be great? What are you gonna do for me? Let's not talk later, let's talk now. I need commitments from you. So again, knowing what they want use, they want cloud adoption, they want Azure adoption, but they want it to continue to utilize the adoption. They want to build and co-innovate with you. And if you know that, and you're part of that scenario, if you have an opportunity to give them that, stop, right? Stop and make sure they're giving you back what they should be giving you back, so that at the end of the day, it's a win-win and it's a true partnership.